What is up, killers? Kev here, and today back with a brand new episode of Skyrim Special Edition. Today in this video we are going to be looking at 10 PlayStation 4 mods for the month of March 2020. But without further ado, guys, let's just jump straight into the video. Rorikstead House. This one is coming at 596.1 kilobytes of a download. The description simply reads, a house added to Rorikstead. Property with a bath and a toilet. Bath supplies are sold by the Riverwood trader merchant within the settlement of Riverwood. This property also does come with a beautiful yard and a horse, but you will need to buy your own if not one to be there. For this particular one, you do get a beds for player. There are many different beds to choose from this one. Obviously, you'll be choosing the master suite. I'm pretty sure this is going to be nav meshed too. Don't hold me against that, but there's an awful lot of beds within the settlement. There's going to be a loft. There's going to be 4 beds for children. They're going to be beds for your followers. NPCs are going to be 5, 3 bathroom, 1 bathtub, and a shower. All of your other necessities such as cooking pot, oven, mead barrel, arcane table, alchemy lab, staff enchantment, anvil, workbench, tanning rack, grindstone, smelter, blacksmith, and forge are all going to be within there. All the storage is going to be safe too, and there are no mannequins placed within this home. Mannequins are a little bit tacky to do with some player homes, but this particular player home is absolutely massive. I think this is huge. There has loads of potential within this house. There is loads of room. On the outside it doesn't look that big, but once upon you get inside, there are so many levels of detailing running throughout this house. It looks absolutely gorgeous. We'll be keeping this one definitely, as it is going to be coming in such an incredibly small download size. The location is ideal, and it is going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive to date of covering this particular mod. Arena, an encounter zone overhaul, coming in at 20.7 kilobytes of a download. Arena is a difficult overhaul designed to enhance Skyrim, originally for the encounter zone rather than replacing them. It's a design to further the sense of progression within the game by tiering dungeons according to the enemy types. This encourages the player to make judgment about the difficulty and the encounters based on the experience that you have within the game. Obviously, a lot of people will jump headfirst within the particular dungeon, not knowing what lurks behind the doors, but you can pretty much gauge it from this particular mod, as all of the levels within the NPCs and enemies are going to be changed. The starting levels of the dungeon in the world have been set according to the type of enemy that you encounter within, and the levels roughly follow within this particular pattern. Level 5 is going to be bandits, level 10 is going to be drogs, level 15 will be mages, frostmourne, animals, and spiders. 20 will be thelmor and dwarfs, 25 will be vampires, daedra, giants, and dragon layers, and lastly level 30 plus will be dragon priests dungeons. The particular mod authors made adjustments based on whether the dungeon is part of the main quest or a guild quest, which usually meant for lower minimum levels to make the adjustment of that one. This is very interesting indeed. The tiering on this is absolutely spot on, and with that configuration of being a main quest or a guild quest, to put that into factor is also a brilliant one too. So if you're struggling, I suppose, on a higher difficulty or jumping back in for the first time after a long time of playing this particular game, this overhaul is a definite must to the gameplay within Skyrim. Faster Werewolf and Vampire Lord perks, coming in at 378B of a download. Every time you feed, you will gain a perk, meaning you'll need to feed 11 times to max Werewolf or Vampire Lord out completely. Original Werewolf was 164 and the Vampire Lord was 156. This is definitely going to be, I suppose, a cheat to the perking system within those particular factions, aka Werewolf and Vampire Lords. If you're a little bit tired and just want to rush late game to be an absolute devastating werewolf or vampire, this is definitely going to be the ideal mod for you. Morgana and Ursula Hagraven followers, coming in at 59.2 kilobytes of a download. This is going to be a request from a user for the mod author within this particular one. To pick up these particular dark evil creatures, all you will need to do is head over to the location on screen now. It used to be once a cabin. Upon there, you will greet these two. Starting levels are going to be at 10 and will level all the way up to level 100. Doesn't affect your sneak, so do not worry about that as taking this disgusting pair around with you, but overall these ones will be there. They are somewhat very unique within combat. One of the clips, they didn't suffice at all. They were kind of very lackluster, and took a very long time to take down one particular bandit. But then upon actually asking them to follow me and taking them out into combat, they were very viable indeed. I think they pretty much two-clawed or two-shotted a bandit straight off the bat, so the leveling difference there is very weird. So yeah, if you do not find these very satisfying at all for visual or for practical purpose, then yeah, let me know down in the comment section below. But it's nice to see that the mod author is taking requests and fulfilling them on the site. Abyssi NG Plus, aka New Game Plus, coming in at 306.4 kilobytes of a download. This mod is intended for new playthroughs as a New Game Plus Daedric Priest role-playing. It can be used on ongoing once upon the functions or factions regarding the NPC's edits, with new perks already picked and going ahead adding them again, making the skills legendary. This particular mod is pretty much anyone who is starting a new game and you are raising your sneak skill to 100 or any other skill and exploiting the Shadow Warrior perk and perks that will be raised within your skills, aka casting an invisible spell instantly, raising illusion to level 100. Changes of this one are going to be respawn sales to 2 days, originally was 10, respawn cleared sales to 3 days, originally 30, and merchant's inventory to 1 day, originally was 2. Dragon spawn a 10% plus, and a QV smoke contains respawns too. Shouts, armor, gameplay, NPCs, werewolves, vampires, characters, spells, and much more, including perks, have been changed too. There's a lot of changes within this particular mod. Won't be reading too many of them, but I'll read a benefit from one of each that I've just explained. So for instance, armor is going to be the Archmage robes changed to light armor. Werewolves, including such things as health regeneration enabled, faster perks, which is going to be in conjunction with feeding. Vampires are going to be no sun damage, message will not show and have no effect, again with faster perks and increasing the vampire drains to a times of 15. Characters such as new male presets will be added, glowing eyes for other different races, and skin tones too. Spells such things as frenzy affects up to enemies to a level 999 for 3 minutes, and pretty much all loads of other different spells max to upon levels higher than they should be. Perks are going to be included within master spells such as master regeneration. You're going to have a 0% magic cost for restoration spells if you are going to be a master within them. Other things as well, alchemy, potions are going to be 100 times stronger if again you are a master within alchemy, regarding that you do have a legendary perk within that particular skill tree too. Loads of different things have been changed within this particular mod, so if you haven't had a little look and you want something new and a little bit exciting to practically change everything within the game and looking for a New Game Plus version, this is definitely going to be an interesting plug-in to have. The Great Immersion Overhaul New and Reworked, coming in at 998.6 kilobytes of a download. This is a gameplay overhaul aimed to create more of a balanced and immersive, in-depth experience. Loads of updates have been occurred on this particular mod, but the newest update is that they've remade the mod from the ground up in order to fix bugs and improve several areas within the mod. It's a work in progress, so please do bear that in mind, but some things that have been changed within this mod are all weapons, armors and stats, racial stats and abilities, stamina, magicka and health, injury effects too, combat stats and settings with their effects, enemy stats and combat within the AI, jail effects, health, potion effects, Helgen adjustments, first dragon fights adjustment too, and also 6 in-game books and notes that act an immersive tutorial can be found within Helgen throughout your new game travels. This one is very interesting indeed. The mod author is open to feedback as well, so if you do have any sort of issues or gripes about this particular mod, let them know within the comment section below to do with the Professor.Donor website. But this is great for anyone who is using it as a lore-friendly immersive survival mode mod within their game. The Elk Lodge is coming in at 1.6 megabytes of a download. Once again, another player home mod within this video, but this is going to be a iconic building from Whiterun. It's pretty easy and obvious to tell which one it is of the aesthetics visually on the outside, but for this particular one, it has a smithing forge downstairs, a bar, a sleeping area, enchantment table, and an alchemy table, and this is located just a throwstone away from the Whiterun stables. Pretty easy to find. All you need to do is go to Whiterun stables, turn right slightly, and you will see this big old building. Added for this one is going to be wenches for 2 upstairs and 2 downstairs, and also they've added the NPCs Andy and Scott to the building too. Very interesting indeed. This building has a lot to offer, not only from the outside visually, but also on the interior too. Orc Women Walk Like a Woman, coming in at 37.6 kilobytes of a download, changes the orc race female that actually walks like a woman instead of stomping around like an orc male. This applies to player characters as well as orc NPCs, unless the NPC's record is marked to use a gender animation. This is very awesome indeed. Nice mod to add to the Bethesda.net website and for the player base. A lot of people do like to mix up their races and want the aesthetic point of view to a female, and this one definitely is an awesome addition for the orc race. As you couldn't tell from the before or after, they are absolutely seamless. The first one is going to be the vanilla one, which is literally stamping around, and the description definitely does fit the animation, and the second clip is going to be this mod with the woman orc is going to be walking around elegantly like any other particular race. We'll be keeping this one in my load order, as the immersion is definitely a new and improved overhaul. Immersive Civil War Soldiers and Guards, coming at 100.8 kilobytes of a download. This mod adds different variety and types of Civil War soldiers into the game. Here is a few just to reel them off. So for instance, you will see Imperials in this particular video. Mainly you will see that the very common are going to be soldiers and archers. Legionnaires are going to be common. Mages will be uncommon, and other things as well, scaling all the way up, but other different variations of that particular one. Stormcloaks too are going to be soldiers, archers, and the rarest of them all will be a Stormcloak Knight, all having their own gear and fashioned tailored weapons to that particular build. They look absolutely awesome. For instance, a Stormcloak Knight will have a wolf's mane headpiece on, also with steel armor, kitted out to the 9 indeed, whether the basic uncommon or very common archer will have sort of just a bow and arrow with the imperial gear on, as you can tell on the screen now. A little bit of a grey face of this particular one, just a little bit sad, and the guard's hold will stay the same if the guard is taken over entirely, except for Windhelm or Solitude, where the hide boots have iron or steel or weapons. Armor and clothes variants, coming in at 21.8 kilobytes of a download, a little mod that this particular mod author has been working on for a few minutes. Added a couple per request, but this one is going to be extending and updating, thus carrying on through this video. Craftable all at the tanning rack. For these particular ones, you can get the vampire set clothes with variations of color and enchantments. They're going to be nocturnal robes. There's going to be a select of headgears, monk sets, loads of other different stuff, and also as well accompanied with this particular one, there are some located within the forge too that are going to be classed as heavy armor, which is going to be robes of restoration and alterations too. Unenchanted versions of jewelry can be found within the forge too. Most of these armor sets can be upgraded via the workbench. If you do find something that you really do like or enjoy, or even want to make a build on, you could potentially upgrade it and make it super powerful. So guys, that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, I would very much appreciate a like on the video. Click that subscribe button. Rorikstead as well, there is going to be a little bell icon. If you click that, you will get a notification in some way, shape or form when I upload a video to the channel. But until the next one guys, Killerkev here, and Killerkev out.